Archaeological finds often bring surprises, mysteries, and shocks with them. Hang on to find out about Excavated Army of Soldiers, Ants Megalopolis, Tower of Human Skulls, along with many other archaeological discoveries wrapped in confusion and ambiguity. But let's start with the first one. Dinosaur fossils of Jurassic era. While constructing a road in the Yunnan province of southwest China, the workers stumbled upon some old skeletal remains of unknown animals in 2015. They called the authorities, which then identified them as Lufengosaurus magnus and Lufengosaurus huene, two closely related species of early Jurassic-era dinosaurs. Archaeologists spent days uncovering the remains, and one of the remains was 5 meters long, and the other, found 500 meters away from the first one, was about 9 meters long. The remains were 70% complete, and it's said that they lived in the early Jurassic period some 200 million years ago, which is like mad. Mohenjo-Daro. Indus Valley Civilization is one of the earliest civilizations in the world, and Mohenjo-Daro is its largest excavated site after Harappa. The name was given to an accidentally excavated site located 2 kilometers from Indus River, Pakistan. The city was built around 2400 BC, and the original name and history of the city is unknown. Mohenjo-Daro itself means the Mound of the Dead, and was destroyed at least 7 times by the floods, and rebuilt on the top of ruins each time. So I think the name suits it. The ruins are built almost entirely out of mud bricks, and only 1/3 of the city has been excavated. Sacsayhuaman. This aesthetic walled complex is located near Cusco, Peru. The whole structure is made up of giant limestone boulders, with the largest weighing up to 125 tons. It belonged to the Inca people, who used to worship there, and thus the complex had temples in it. Furthermore, it was one of the most important military bases and storage facilities of the Inca people. It had arms, armor, foodstuffs, valuable textiles, metal tools, and precious metals kept safe in it. All things aside, the whole complex is a wonder of engineering and architecture. The boulders were pieced together without using mortar, and the fact just leaves everyone standing in awe, as how is it even possible to carry such heavy stones and then place them neatly together without using any heavy machinery? Japanese Atlantis. This underwater pyramid-shaped structure was found off the coast of Japan in 1986 and has been dubbed the Atlantis of Japan. Some experts concluded that the structure might have formed naturally, but if you look closely, it has terraces with steps and flat surfaces at right angles, as if a human had made them. Naturally, many people now believe that this was a man-made structure, and the mystery around the pyramid continues till today. Gobekli Tepe. Hands down to one of the most mysterious archaeological discoveries, Gobekli Tepe is an ancient ritual site in Turkey which predates all of its competitors like Stonehenge in England, pyramids in Egypt, Nabta Playa in Africa. Who built this place or what they used to worship is still unknown. No human remains have ever been found in this place. No domestic plants or anything like this has ever been excavated, though depictions of foxes, lions, and scorpions are carved on the stone structure erected in the place. Human remains in Maya Cave. Situated in the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, the treacherous Maya caves are sacred and fearful for locals to an extent that they don't let their kids roam near them. It was rumored that ancient people used these caves for human sacrifices, and a team of divers decided to find out the truth about the colloquially called House of God. When explored, the cave yielded dozens of human and animal skulls and bones, along with pottery, worship house, and other artifacts scattered all over the place. Of course, there was a truth to the rumor of human sacrifices. Maya Ritual Cave lies 10 meters below a large ceiba tree and water-filled sinkholes called cenote, and are very hard to reach because of treacherous waters. Qin Shi Huang's army. Accidentally unearthed by farmers in the Shaanxi province in 1974, the Qin Shi Huang's army turned out to be the biggest archaeological find of the 20th century. It was the life-size terracotta army of the emperor made of clay. Not one or two, but thousands of soldiers were excavated, and the most amazing part? Every soldier had its own unique facial features, its own body, as if they took the time to ask thousands of soldiers to stand there to make this work of art. They were positioned according to their ranks, and patches of paint could be seen on them. It was later confirmed by the historians that the clay army was built to defend their king in the afterlife. Aztec Skull Tower. I am affirmative that many of you know about the Aztec Skull Tower in Mexico City, the one made up of human skulls stacked over each other and mortared together to erect a tower. Well, it looks like the tower has no ends, as the archaeologists have unearthed a new section of it containing 119 more skulls. Now the total number is 603 skulls piled in the 500-year-old terrifying tower. It was also previously thought that the skeletons were the remains of dead army warriors, but nope. Recent DNA studies have concluded that some skulls belong to women and children, which is horrifying to even think about. Archaeologists and historians now speculate that it is the result of some sort of human sacrifice. Whale carcass. Discovered in Thailand, this rare and partially fossilized whale skeleton belongs to an ancient whale, which is said to be one of its kind in Asia. The 12.5-meter skeleton is believed to be about 5,000 years old and was discovered in November by a cyclist west of Bangkok. The excavation lasted for a whole month, with diggings in nearby regions as well, in hopes of finding maybe another whale carcass. But it was the only fossil in that area. Archaeologists are hopeful that the skeleton will provide information about the whale species as well as the geological conditions at the time using carbon dating. Elongated skulls. Turkey, France, Mexico, and Peru. Elongated skulls have been sighted and excavated for quite a long time now. But the biggest and most mysterious of all was discovered in the late 1920s. Peruvian archaeologist Julio Tello found hundreds of them in the Carcass region of Peru. The cone-shaped elongated skulls gave rise to many speculations, including the extraterrestrial origin of these skulls. But let me blow out the air from your balloon. DNA studies have shown that it is a result of cranial deformation, or head binding, during the first few years of life by applying pressure as a cultural implication. Dinosaur embryo. Now, even though this egg was discovered quite long ago in southern China, the researchers turned their attention towards it in 2021, when it was speculated that it might be holding an embryo inside of it. The team immediately examined the egg, and there it was, a perfectly preserved dinosaur embryo. It looks close to what a chick looks like, and is believed to be a toothless theropod or oviraptorosaur. Though the dinosaur isn't born, and is not going to be born as well, it has been named already. They call it Baby Yingliang. The experts believe that this discovery is going to give them certain breakthroughs about dinosaurs. MEGALOPOLIS. MEGALOPOLIS are densely populated underground colonies of ants. And, well, Brazilian scientists were eager to find out what it looks like. They poured concrete into a giant underground ant megalopolis, which acted as a mold. After it hardened, it took 2 weeks to uncover the secret city-state of the ants. With the help of mechanical diggers, Brazilian scientists removed tons of earth. At last, the structure of the city became visible, which was further excavated to reveal the elaborate wonder of architecture. The building instinct of these insects is truly insane. And beware, no ants were harmed during the process. The megalopolis was abandoned. Fishermen found ancient shell. If you're a group of fishermen and you guys stumble across an exotic, big, hard shell, what would you think? Dinosaur eggs. Predictable, of course, but nah. Your accidental discovery can become even crazier if it turns out to be a 10,000-year-old glyptodon shell. This is exactly what happened here. These fishermen were fishing when one of them felt the shell in sand. He started cleaning it with a knife to find out that it was a shell, which was 98% intact, making it the most well-preserved specimen of glyptodons. They are a prehistoric ancestor of today's armadillos found across Latin America and went extinct at the end of the last ice age. See you next time!